Oh man, Mike, I'm feeling amazing today. You know why?
Why?
Man, it's episode number 40.
Jeez, 40 already?
How are we at 40 episodes? How is this possible?
I have no idea.
This don't make no sense. We must have paid off the government. We must have done something, man. But Mike, you know what? We got a special man. We got two guests in the building.
Oh.
First off, this guy connected with us on Facebook. The man just messaged me like, yo, can I just come on the set, see what you guys do? So, first off, Fuse Homer in the building, man. This guy came from Brampton. I gotta give him
Brampton, eh?
Yeah, he came from Brampton. He could have waited till we were at Knowledge Bookstore. He said, nah, I want to come to the set, you know? I want to see what you guys do, how you put it together. So Fuse, I want to say thank you, sir, for, you know, making your way down. So it's an amazing thing. And then on top of that, Mike, we got our first guest of the year.
Oh, man.
We got our first guest. Now, I know this brother by his government name, but I'll introduce him by his stage name. So that's the Blacc Russian Mafia. And you know what, Mike? We're going to pick this guy's brain because I got to find out what makes this dude tick, you know? I got to get inside his head. I got to know, where'd you get that name from? Blacc Russian Mafia. You ain't Russian, you know? But yeah, you know, so yeah, we're going to definitely get into it. But you know what, Mike, to begin with, I'd actually like to take some time to acknowledge a tragedy that happened earlier this week. So for those of you who tune into the news, or even if maybe just through, you know, social media or whatever, there was actually that traffic bus crash where the hockey team, what was the name? The Humboldt Broncos. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe I'm right though. So they were traveling, and they unfortunately had a serious bus crash. So I just want to send out, you know, those of us here at Hood's Goods, myself, Mike, we want to send out our condolences to the families who were affected by this, those who lost loved ones, because, you know, Mike, one thing I always want to say, it's always a tragedy when a life is lost. Sometimes when you're younger, you don't realize the value of life. You don't realize like how precious that life is, and we take it for granted. You know, we just sort of assume, hey, we're supposed to grow to like 85 years old, 90 years old, and it's not until you hear about, you know, a young life being taken away. You know, these were teenagers. These were, you know, there were adults along with them, but these were teenagers, you know. So yeah, it's
their age that
yeah,
makes it
exactly.
So sad.
You know, so we want to definitely send our condolences to the families affected, and you know, I just want to continue to urge people. You know what? Cherish every day, guys, because tomorrow isn't promised to any of us. We never realize it, but tomorrow is not promised to any of us. So, you know what? Enjoy that time with your family. Embrace those moments. If you got children, embrace that time with your children. Instill good values into them. Teach them the quality, you know, about the quality of life. Teach them to enjoy life, to live it to the fullest, because, hey, man, tomorrow isn't promised to any of us. So, you know what, Mike? Just like we did for, you know, my two grandmothers that passed, I want to take a few seconds of silence just to, you know, for those who unfortunately lost their lives in this tragedy. So let's do 10 seconds. All right, people. So, one thing I will say, it was a bit of a relief to hear, is that at least it was like a bus crash. At least it wasn't some mass murder where the dude ran into a school.
Oh man,
shot up.
Tragedies.
How
these
many?
days are
How
always...
many times this year have we heard that? You know?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, it's always sad when you see people get caught up in the street life, or people who have, you know, these mental illnesses that don't even realize that they're affecting the lives of how many people. They just go in there and they just, you know, get an assault rifle, get a gun, and just go and like kill a whole pile of people. So it doesn't make it any easier, but at least it's good to know, hey, you know what? it wasn't some crazy murderer who went on a rampage and just murdered 15, adults and children, But Mike, getting into it, I got a special hood talk for the people.
Sure, yeah. What's up?
We always like to open up with a little hood talk. It's
to.
hood's goods,
Yeah.
man. That's how we do. I gotta use that name. But so in light of my brother, the Blacc Russian Mafia, coming on the show, and we talked about this before. You remember that show, Dear White People, right? We talked about Netflix show, exactly. So you know what, Mike? I want to take this hood talk to say a little message to the black people. So I'm gonna entitle this "Dear Black People." Yeah. Maybe we can even call the title of the show that.
Oh, I like it. Okay, cool. Title of the show.
So, dear black people, we need to stop making excuses for our own poor behavior. We need to unify. We need to empower each other, motivate each other, support each other, and stop hating on each other. And this guy's calling me in the middle of recording. We need to realize that our actions that we put out there might shed a negative light, not just on ourselves, but on our community, our people as a whole. We need to stop embodying the negative stereotypes that have oppressed us, that have held us down, that have placed us in these emotional and mental shackles for so many years. We need to realize that if we don't hold ourselves to a standard, we can't expect any other race or any other community to hold us to any better standard. We need to uplift ourselves. We need to realize that we are in charge of liberating ourselves. We are in charge of breaking ourselves away from all the stereotypes that have followed us, that have plagued us as a people. You know what, Mike? That brings me to, I saw this, it was actually a TD Jakes video. Now, I don't often watch TD Jakes, but this particular video, he said so much truth, and it's something I want to reiterate to the people right now. So in this video, he was talking about people that he labeled as victimized predators. Now, those are people that at a younger age, they were preyed upon by a predator. They were victimized. It could be you were molested, you were raped, abused, whatever it may be. And when they got older, they in turn did that to those to people that were younger than them. They ended up becoming the predator that they hated when they were younger. And the one thing he talked about, and I want to say this to all people, not just black people, to all people, if you've gone through a situation like that, he talked about liberating yourself, taking the ownership on yourself to realize, hey, you know what? You've gone through a traumatic experience. You've gone through something that no one should ever have to go through, but once you realize what has happened to you, you have to take ownership. You have to take responsibility to free yourself from that emotional burden, to free yourself from that baggage. You can't then become what you've hated, And I want to say this to not just to black people, but to all people. But I'll focus it on black people right now, because sometimes we talk about, we hate that the white man puts this label on us. We hate that society looks at us as we're criminals, we're thugs, we're like second-class citizens. We're not first class. But yet we hold ourselves to that lower standard. Instead of, representing our people in a positive way, many of us take the easy way. It's easy to say, hey, you know what? I feel the government is against me. I feel the white man is against me, and take the easy way out. Start robbing, start stealing from people, killing people, not realizing the value of life. But we also need to realize in doing so, we're only misrepresenting our people. We're only misrepresenting ourselves. And sometimes we think, well, hey, it's just me. It doesn't matter to anyone else. But no, we need to realize, look, at the end of the day, what makes the news, that ends up putting a negative blanket over all the people end up being under that same umbrella. Look, my last name is Hood. I'm not a thug, I'm not a gangster, and I never have been. Doesn't mean I'm a pushover, you know? But at the same time, I've never been that, you know? I've never been a gangster. But guess what? When people hear, oh, that guy's last name is Hood, he must be a dealer. He must be banging. He must be in the streets acting reckless. And then it's very easy for me to show them, no, that's not me. You know why? Because what I put out there to the public, what I put out there to the people, whether it be through this show, whether it be through how I live my everyday life, people see that's not me. So I want black people. I want the black youth, those who are caught up in the streets, those who are caught up in the hustle. I want all of us to unite together and to take responsibility for our actions. Don't end up just taking the easy way out. Don't live down to the negative stereotypes. Uplift yourself. Liberate yourself. Emancipate yourself. Show that, yes, you may have come from the struggle, but you've overcome it and you've become a better person because of it. I got no issue if a man's out there living his life how he chooses to. But I do have an issue if the man's out there glorifying this life, and if in turn it's shedding a negative view on the way I'm supposed to live my life and the way my people live their lives because of what he's doing. So I want people to understand what you put out there to the media, your name is always attached to it. And if you misrepresent yourself in the wrong way, it's not going to just doom you. It's not just going to condemn you. It's going to condemn the people as a whole. They're black people. I want us to stop hating each other. Hate, it spreads, it consumes you. And as soon as you're consumed with hate, you can't spread love. You can't. Too often, we kill each other in the streets. Why? Because we hate each other. And because we don't love ourselves. If you love yourself enough, you won't be taking another man's life. If you love yourself enough, you won't be robbing from another man's plate, because you realize that is misrepresenting you and misrepresenting what you should stand for. Now, Mike, I will defend anyone's right to say and speak how they want to live. You know, choose how they want to live. But I also want them to realize you also have to own what you put out there. You also have to own the fact that, hey, this is what you put out in the streets. And now if a next man wants to question you on it, by all means, he has the right to do that as well. Anything I put out there, I'll say it again. I will answer to it time and time again, because I stand for it. I'm passionate about it. And look, I don't want black people to think I hate black people. I don't. I'm speaking with conviction. I'm speaking with passion because of my love for black people, because of my love for people. So I don't want you to look at this as I'm pointing the finger at you, because I don't point the finger at you without looking at myself first in the mirror. I'm not going to hold you to a standard unless I hold myself to that same standard. And ultimately, we need to do that. Every individual needs to own that. Every individual needs to live by that. Because if you can't own that, if you can't take responsibility for that, guess what? You're doing yourself a disservice. You're doing the community a disservice. And ultimately, you're doing the world a disservice. So that's what I got to say. Dear black people, stand up. Dear black people, stay strong. Dear black people, unite. Live as one. Walk together as one. And let's stop all the division. Let's stop the segregation. And let's bring it together. it's time for emancipation. And that's what I got to say, man. That's my hood talk for today.
Oh, that's deep, man. That's deep.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes I got to pull a little rabbit out the hat, Mike. So
today I'd be laughing and enjoying myself.
Yeah,
making me think.
Yeah. I'm trying to make Mike think. I think for the first time in the history of this show. All right, but yeah, you know what, guys? Coming up next, like I said, we got I look at this guy's like my younger brother, man. But yeah, from day one when I met this dude, it was love, it was respect, and that's what we need to do. That's how we need to address each other, man. Stop with the hate, guys, all right? And remember, I don't speak with hate. I speak with conviction because I'm passionate about what I'm saying. All right, so we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with my little brother, man, the Blacc Russian Mafia. See, I almost caught I almost slipped up, man, because I'm perplexed by the name. So we're going to figure out why.
Let's find out more about this name.
Let's find this out, But yeah, so he's in the studio with us. He's got his people with him. So yeah, we're going to pick this dude's brain and find out what makes him tick. All right, guys, so you guys know what it is, man. Episode 40, Hood's Goods. We'll be right back.
Sorry, folks. No more questions. We got to run.
Excuse me. Pardon me. Mike? Brent? One last question, please.
Okay, sure. One last question. One last question. But that's it.
So you gave away a Nike Fuel band to Ivana after she won the Best Friends Challenge against Corey. Does this mean Hood's Goods is now sponsored by Nike?
No. Hood's Goods is not sponsored by Nike.
But we're not sponsored by Nike. Make it that what you will.
Hood's Goods. We're not sponsored by Nike? What up, people? Oh, man. We got something special. Mike, we got something special for the people here today. Mike, this is our first interview of 2018, and I've been talking with this guy for the last, couple months. Yeah. I met this brother at work, and from day one, it was just love, man. Yeah. This guy, man of respect, from day one, the guy just greeted me as if, he knew me his entire life. Yeah. And, so we decided to bring this dude on. This guy, he's trying to make his stamp in the music industry. He's doing his rap thing. And I got to say, I peeped the first track. For those of you, check it out.
Yeah.
T to the dot. All right. You know where we at.
Yeah, man. Right.
Yeah, so you guys can go out there, check that out on YouTube,
Instagram,
Twitter,
Yeah,
the man's on. He's on all the platforms,
Yeah.
Go check out that track and see what he's working with. So now the first thing, I always like to get the info behind what led you to the music. Because everyone has their different path, right? Everyone has a different path that takes them to the music. So what started you out on your path, man?
Honestly, when I was growing up, my dad is like a singer back home.
Okay.
He's singing a group named Music Knowledge, His name is Ross Carey. You could look him up on YouTube. Mm-hmm. He performed at Bob Marley shows, his birthday and stuff.
Nice.
He's not that big, but he was doing it from...
he's doing his thing.
Yeah,
he's doing his thing.
Yeah, so from then, I don't know. It's maybe been in my blood.
It's been in the blood, man.
Yeah,
it was ingrained in you from a young age.
That's true. I wasn't planning to be a rapper and stuff because when you're growing up, you're all about other stuff. You go to school and But when I come to Canada, I realize I see it's not getting better for my dad, even though he's still trying. It's kind of hard. So I know I'm in a better country, and I have opportunity.
More opportunities to take
so
advantage
I could
of.
take advantage of it and do something different. And so that's when I started write, and I just writing, and I used to do it on my iPhone and computer.
Sometimes whenever that flow starts coming, you just gotta write it. You just gotta put it out somewhere. Because it's. Sometimes that that's just like gold.
Yeah, you know, so
just like that grill you rocking,
Huge.
you know?
For real, you know, like so,
instant gold, man.
Yeah, man, you know.
But
So we just like I just started do that, and like, you know, like when I was doing it on my own, like I got like a 1-2 people like watch my video like on YouTube, like 500 viewers, but not too much, you know.
But just bubbling a little bit.
You know, so from there I said, you know what, I got an inspiration, say, yo, I gotta like, you know, like do it more better. So I started like meet different people. Like I have a like my big man brethren there right there named Singer Man. He sing too.
What up,
you know,
man?
shout
what
out
up?
to him.
This man
you know?
got his people in the studio here with him. And for those of you who don't realize, we're at the Toronto Public Library, located at 155 Bonus Avenue. So you know what? If you guys want to just come through here and just, you know, rent out the studio for yourself, guys, it's free.
Yes, you know.
Yo, man, take advantage of everything that's free, especially if it's gonna help you out in the long run. You know,
for real.
But yeah, so you mentioned your boy, Singer Man.
So you know, we collaborate, you know, and he always like give me inspiration, like you know, like give me a good vibe, say, yo, do that, you know, even though like, you know, like, so we like always in the studio enough time, like working on projects. Like right now I have like a lot of projects
on the
like, go already right now. It's not just this one track, you know. I just put this one track for now, so like you know, when
just to get a feeling,
you know, like you throw your net out there, in the sea, so you're trying to catch a fish, so you're a big fish, you know. So like right now I'm just there, like, you know, but yeah, I got like more tracks like ready for the road. Like right now, like I'm just working up on the video for this track first, and so you know.
Yo, make sure you holler at your boy, man.
Yeah, of course,
you
man.
know?
You know we gotta do that.
Holler at
you know,
your boy,
like,
man.
So, yeah, you know.
All right.
Yeah.
So how do you maintain that spiritual side, but still sort of, you know, branch out into, you know, your rap persona, who you're trying to be in the rap game?
Honestly, like, you know, like, first of all, I like every rapper out there, you know, like I'm not judging nobody, you know, because like as a Tupac say, you know, only God could judge. You see what I'm saying? So like right now, I just see like, you know, like I grew up in a Christian family, like, you know, like, and I believe in God, but at the same time, like I drink and I smoke, you know what I'm saying?
I know, I saw that intro video, some herbal refreshments.
You know, so, you know, like, you know, like I don't do bad, like, you know, but I, like even people out there,
yo,
like,
everyone has
bad,
their vices. I understand.
You know,
where
so
you're
like I'm
from.
not judging them because you don't know their story, where they coming from. You know, like where like if they were sleeping on floor or sleeping in cars before they get it. So you know, like as I'm saying, you have to just do what you gotta do and make sure you're doing the right thing. You know, so like that's why, like, you know, I try to do the right thing. You know, and like I try to help others too, like, you know, like I'm not, like even if I make it tomorrow, I'm not gonna hype up and forget where I'm coming from.
You gotta stay humble, stay true to your people, you know, because there's so many of those. Once they get that money, once they get that fame, that, you know, quote unquote success, they lose track of those who were with them from the beginning.
That's
you know,
true.
they want to take on all those who find them once they get the success.
That's true.
But they lose track of the, you know, the family that backed them from day one. You know, the friends that came along with them. So
that's true.
That's why it's good to see you got your people here with you. Because, you know, I'm gonna call you out if I don't see these dudes with you after that big launch, right?
No,
you know, I'll be right there like, yo, what up, man? What's going on? You brought them in the studio. Now they're not good enough for you?
No, it's not. I know. You know, but you don't know. Like, we're day one family, you know what I'm saying? Like, more time, maybe we don't link up like every single day.
Yeah, but it's
like,
always love when you meet
always
them.
love, we always connect. Like, we link each other on like phone, you know what I'm saying? Or if we meet up in the street, we just like link up from there, and you know, we just chill. But yeah, man.
All right, now one thing I want to ask you, in terms of the rap industry, and this is something I've talked about in the past, it's something I talk about in my book even. We have there's so many people that are like, you know, glorifying the whole gangster lifestyle, the gangster mentality. Now, I listened to your freestyle the other day. You know, I see you had the ice out and whatnot. And, you know, I understand in this day and age that's part of it. But what's it? how do you sort of walk that line in terms of, because sometimes I find when you glorify that lifestyle, all of a sudden that you end up being labeled as that. You end up being labeled as, oh, this thug, this guy who might be reckless, causing mischief in the streets. And sometimes I find what happens too is that the black community ends up being misrepresented by the glorification of that lifestyle. So how do you sort of, maybe stay true to who you are in terms, because, we all come from a certain background, but at the same time, try not to glorify it, try not to, misrepresent it where it ends up being the people, the culture ends up getting, maybe portrayed in a negative light, you know?
Yeah.
So how do you sort of walk that fine line, man?
Honestly, cause I every day, I watch this, the rap and, to see what's going on, so even when I get out there, I know what I'm gonna do and, what not to do. So, these rappers out there, they're good rappers, you know what I'm saying?
The flow is good.
Their flow is good, but we're black, the color. You know what I'm saying? So other people gonna portray we and say, oh, cause he have jewelry and money and guns in the video, so they're bad guys and you know what I'm saying? But if we rap about stuff we go through today, and don't even put no guns and all these stuff in the video, people would say, okay, I understand.
They can understand
where you're coming from. But they still understand where you're coming from, but they're gonna have it in their mind, say, oh, this guy is a thug. Because you know what? He's look flashy. And exactly. So
now one thing I always want to, say to people is you know what, guys? We always got to be careful of the message we put out there, Because even for me, I always try to make sure, whatever I put out there to the public, anyone questions me on it, I got no issues answering those questions.
True.
Now, sometimes it's we get so caught up in this lifestyle where we want, the jewelry, the material possessions and stuff. And, I see how you're rolling right now. The man rolled in here. He got the Jesus piece on and everything. So what's it? So how do you sort of, maybe stay away from being too flashy, but at the same time, you want people to recognize, hey, you know what? I'm doing something with myself.
Honestly, it's not too flashy because you know why? Why I dress like this? I don't know. It's been in my genes. My mom and dad, they dress good.
Yeah.
So when I if I coming out after if I don't match out, I feel bad, But if I'm going something go somewhere important, why not dress good? You know, because you work so hard.
You work so hard to attain
I'm coming from a third world country, you know what I'm saying, where I never have this. You know what I'm saying? Used to sit over God.
Man,
so when you come to a country like this and you work so hard for it, it's not like you go there and steal for it. Or do something bad.
That's the main thing, guys. Because so often you hear, these guys are talking about, oh, they go and rob this man, they go and do this. And you know what? We need to start realizing if you start, putting that message out there to the community, guess what? It ends up coming back as, hey, this is the life you're living. This is the life that you respect.
True.
And at the same time, even though I know in this day and age, people say, you know what? The government, they're trying to screw us over. They're taking our money, all this and that. But at the same time, guys, we need to realize if we succumb, if we live down to the negative stereotypes, we're not doing ourselves any justice,
True.
We're not doing our people and a good service to the community. So guys, regardless of whatever, trials and tribulations you might be going to, you got to adhere to good moral principles.
For real.
You got to stay true to that's why I tell people, every now and then pick up a Bible, man.
Yeah, man.
Because
that's true.
you know what? The book, ideally what that book is teaching you is to how to treat yourself with respect, how to respect your brother, your fellow man,
That's
you
true.
know?
All
and
the
sometimes
time.
we lose sight of that. Sometimes it's we think, well, because we're hungry, we got to go steal off another man's plate.
That's true.
And guys, we got to stop this, So much of what's going on in the streets, and that's the thing. Music plays music talks to people, man.
Yeah.
People don't realize it. You put a message out there, and I'm sure you feel it too. You know those times when you get in the studio and you're just like let's say you're going through a situation where you're just like, man, I'm so mad, I'm ready to go rob someone. I'm ready to go kill someone. Yo, that energy comes out in the music, man. You start feeling it.
Yeah.
So what's it? Let me ask you this, though. Blacc Russian Mafia. Where'd that name all come about
Honestly,
from? Because I'm like, yo, I met this dude at work. You know, we worked together at Nike. I met the dude, and when I saw the name, I'm like, oh shoot, you rolling like that? so let me understand the thought process behind the name. You know,
honestly, it's like, I don't know. It's like a unique name. You know, cause I used to go by like Russian Mafia.
Okay.
Like, cause like I have like friend call me Mafia. You know, cause I used to say Russian, so they put on the Mafia on it. So like I'm like, all right, you know what? I switch it around to like put a black no at the front because I'm more black, you know. So like if people look at me, they're like, you're not Russian. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
that's the first thing. I'm just like, hold on. I thought this dude was Jamaican. you know? So I'm like, where'd the Russian come in?
You know.
Right?
So like, you know, so like
you're just trying to switch it up.
I just switch it up because like maybe later on, even if I get successful, like you know, like you have Russian mob, and then people they're gonna like, yo, who is this guy?
Is this guy?
Like, you know, I want to know if he's like,
you gotta be careful with them Russians, man.
But you know what? I just switch it now and make they know, say, yo, this is the Blacc Russian Mafia. So you know, like, I'm represent black, you know, like even though the Russian, they represent their culture and like they know they stick together. Yeah, they don't. So like,
that's it. You're trying to, you know, show unity.
It's like a unity, like you know what I'm saying, like we got each other out here. Like it's not like, say, you know, like we see a next black brother and
you just turn your
like
back on.
No, man, like, you know, we're trying to like unify and get stronger. I know, like, you know, when revelation come, we're ready because, you know.
You know, and I'm glad I gave you the opportunity to explain that name because I wasn't putting that together at first, but that's the amazing thing behind interviewing people, man, is because you get to pick their brain. You get to understand, yo, what was going through your mind when you put that name together, when you put that track together. Speaking of the track, I already showed it, but I'm gonna put it up there again. Yeah, there it is, guys, from the T to the dot. You know where we
Scarborough Black.
Yep. So one thing I want to say, man. That chorus sticks in my head. So what would you say is your sort of, what defines you in terms of your music? What would you say is your niche where it sort of separates you from the other rapper, from this guy, even from guys that might be in your crew, you know? What's your staple where you're like, people know that's Blacc Russian Mafia when they hear it, you know?
Honestly, like when I started rap, my rap is different from them. And like, you know, where I'm talking about is like real life, you know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm talking about most like badness, but you know, nowadays this world is modern world now, you know what I'm saying? So like, you know, your kids growing up, they like seeing everything on TV. They said, Daddy, I want that pony.
Yo, guys, get your kids reading. All right,
you know, all right, you know, that's true. Get your kids reading.
Pick up a book sometimes.
Yeah, you know, get them in activity and all that. Yeah. But as I'm saying, like, you know, so the music, like, so like, you know, my thing is different, and what I have to speak to the people and like make the world to hear, like, it's from the heart, man. You know, like nowadays these rappers, they talk about like vanity, like even though like you have to sing about those stuff to get out there now. Like if you're not doing something like idiots like dropping a video or run, like, you know, Boom Gang. Shout out to Boom Gang, but you know, Boom Gang, that guy, he run out and do stuff like crazy stuff, and then afterwards you get famous off of that now because like you have to like it's like you're selling yourself now.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, you know, like you just have to do that, and you know, but like just do the right thing.
Yeah,
you know, like,
I feel you. All right, so I got a tough one for you. Now, I was watching the. My boy's asking, What's the artist name? Can I hear him on YouTube? Ryan, yes, you can hear him on YouTube. His name is Blacc Russian Mafia. That's 2 C's in black. Eh?
Yeah,
and not BLACK. It's BLACC. So Blacc Russian Mafia. You can go check him out.
Yeah,
he's got a couple videos up on there. All right.
Yeah, man.
So now in the recent freestyle video, what's it? I was checking it out. Now to start off that video.
Yeah.
Now, this is something where I see a lot of artists doing it these days. I see a lot of guys throwing up the signs and whatnot. So I saw you throwing this up, man. I saw you throwing that up.
I know, man.
Now,
like
that one, I was like, yo, I got to ask him about that. Because, you know, that sign comes with a lot of, there's a lot of mystery behind it. And, you know, there's a lot of, you know, negativity that comes with that sign too.
I know.
So what sort of motivated you to start that video of throwing that up?
You know what? Honestly, I was just trying to get like, you know, like attention.
Yeah.
No, like you know, like I'm not gonna like go out there and like go rob somebody to get attention.
Yeah.
Or, you know, do something stupid. But like I know that sign, like, you know, I want to get attention, like, cause like this, like, if you want to get successful, no matter if you get like negativity feedbacks from people, you're still getting a comment and you're still getting noticed.
Well, there's always gonna be the haters. Regardless, doesn't matter what you do. You could be a perfect, you know, God-fearing man.
Yeah.
People are still, there are going to be those who don't believe in God and they're going to hate anyways,
and
you
say,
know.
You know, like, so, you know, like, I just do that because, like, my Instagram to, like, you know, set up the account. And so I'm just trying it out, you know, and my boys, them, like, we, you know, link up and we are even chilling in the car, smoking. So we just take some snap and people, like, really comment to those stuff.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like, they like those stuff. Like,
so sometimes you're just trying to, you know, feed the people.
Feed the people, like, where they, you know, like, where they want. Like, same like when Jesus Christ come and, you know, they slander him. Like, they cuss him so hard. But when they hungry in the wilderness,
the first one they
call to him and first, and then he's like, you know what? And he still feed them. He still give them. And after they belly full and everything, they turn around again and cuss him.
Yeah, of course, so, man. You know, you're always gonna have those people that turn their backs on you and whatnot, and then come looking for you when their pockets are empty. You know.
Yeah.
All right. So, you know, since you're making your Hood's Goods debut.
Yeah.
Tell the people how they can reach you, man. What's the Instagram? Give me the YouTube. I don't care. Throw it all out there, man.
Like my Instagram, you could like search me up at Blacc Russian Mafia. The Black,
remember,
was,
guys,
you know,
2 C's in that black. 2
C's in the black and the Russian Mafia together join, you know. And you go on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud. The same thing you put in, you know what I'm saying? You could put Blacc Russian Mafia and you still find it, you know? So,
all right, so you want to give a shout out to some of your people here, man?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, man. Shout out to, like, you know, as I'm saying, Singer Man again. Shout out to Cuz Dear, you know what I'm saying? At Skull. You see me? Shout out to all the people in Jamaica. Shout out to the people over here too, you know. Shout out to the engineer. Shout out to family there, you know. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my wife, my kids home.
Yo, you got to take care of the family,
man.
You
got to
take care of your children,
man,
guys.
Know?
You know, too many times I'm hearing about black men not living up to their responsibilities.
I know, man.
We got to stop that, you know.
Real.
If you got children out there, if you made a child, be a father to that child. We got to stop leaving these children in the streets, man. As soon as the streets grab them, sometimes you can't save them, man. You can't save them sometimes, guys.
Crazy.
So, men, go out there, be fathers, follow this man's, you know, lead.
Man.
This guy, from day one, the man told me he got his wife, he got his children, and he's taking care of his responsibilities. I know you guys might watch some of the videos. He's involved in some extracurricular activities, you know.
Watch that.
At the same time, you know what? Hey, that used to be part of my life too, man.
I know.
I decided a few years ago, I'm gonna drop that. You know.
True.
Now I got my little man, so I got to take care of him. I got to make sure he's good.
You got to take
So guys, you know what? This is the first official interview. Is
know.
This your first ever?
Honestly, this is my first interview, and I feel so good about it too.
That's
man.
good.
I'm confident on it, and I'm not even like nervous.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, that's the thing. When we bring people into the studio, we want you to feel like you're at home, man.
Yes.
And speaking of which, Oh, free. Oh, shoot. Oh, we got Fuse is okay. So, guys, for those of you who have been paying attention to the last couple episodes, one of our people on Facebook, his name is Fuse Homer, right? So he got in touch with us, man. And this guy just hit me up. He's just like, yo, can I just come on the studio?
Yeah.
Come in the studio and see what you guys do? And we're like, yeah, sure, you know. So Fuse just suggested that the man drop a little freestyle. So you know what? Let's give him 30 seconds and just do what you do. Now I want to put this out there. We're a clean station, all right. So try and keep it clean, all right. Okay, so hey man, the floor is yours. Whatever you're ready.
All right.
Straight a cappella it.
Sleepless nights when I have nowhere to lay and rest my head. Family and friends forsake me, trying to lay me to bed. They don't want the drama. F the karma. I got shots, need to head like classic snapback. This is no rat chop. I got the best rap to lay on any track. I remember when they say I wasn't gonna be shit. No, I'm up on the top. They said I wasn't gonna, But I'm like this. All right. Get the next one. All right. Bum.
I like what I was hearing there, man.
This is my life. That's how I'm gonna live. I don't care what you say. I'm never gonna switch. Live my life clean until I die, I get dirty. If you know what I mean. This is a nightmare of Freddy. F fame, if a record deal, you can't trick me like how they do. Tupac and Biggie, they bill you and break you like it's some loaf of bread, but they can't mistake me because I'm not them. If I make the money, I'll forget about this problem. I'm killing this beat, then I think, I'm God bless. I reach where I want to reach, but they can't get me up because I know I'm not next because God only knows my destiny. God always in my life and always in his life too. That's why they can't sacrifice. I say my solo. After a man, I play with my tummy. After me, no puppet, I dummy. God make Adam and Eve, that's why, But
Ooh.
yeah, man.
Hey,
that's
I like the flow, man.
Yeah,
I like the flow. So you know what? I wanna wish you success. You know what? I will say I was a little apprehensive at first about bringing when I saw some of the things he had in the videos and whatnot. I almost had to pump the brakes, but I wanted to, because I wanted to stay true to what I told you. I said, yo, I'm bringing you on, so I'm bringing them because also I wanted to give you the opportunity to, for people to understand where you're coming from.
That's true.
Because very often we see the imagery, we see things, we make our own perceptions of it.
Yeah.
And it's not until we actually get to speak to that person, until we actually get to hear where that person's coming from, that we understand it, So I may not condone all this stuff, but at the same time, I understand it. And hey, man, I just wish you the best. And one thing I want to say, you know what? Black people, we got to start uniting.
True.
You know what? Too often I hear about this man is hating on this guy because he sees this guy's on the come up. This guy's getting a bit of success. And jealousy and envy, it makes people do crazy things, man. So you know what? I want people to come together. I want us to work together. I want us to unite as one. Support each other. Empower each other.
Yeah.
Enough of this, slanderous talk. Enough of this, going against your fellow man. Because at the end of the day, if we don't show unity, if we don't show that we walk together as one, then it's easy for us to get picked off, piece by piece.
That's true.
So we got to unite, guys. We got to come together, and we got to show each other respect. We got to show each other love. And you know what? For me, I always say, hey, praise to the Creator, praise to God.
Amen.
Because, hey, if not for Him, this wouldn't be happening now.
That's
so,
true.
My brother, I want to wish you all
again.
the best.
Thank you again.
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Appreciate that.
Guys, he just had his first Hood's Goods interview, man.
Yep.
Mike, everything good on your end?
Yeah, man.
Fuse?
Peace out,
guys,
man.
say
Shout out
what
to
up
my mom.
to Fuse. He's in
What
the
up to
building.
Fuse?
Want to
Shout
say
out.
what up to Singer Man. Want to
We'll
say
sing
what
him
up
up.
to his brother.
Shout out, cuz,
All right, guys. So,
engineer.
That's it, man.
What up to my mom,
Yeah,
my
shout-
dad, everyone,
Shout out to
man.
the family, guys.
My daughter back home. Shout
Of
out to my
course.
grandma. Everyone, man.
Everyone, yo. It's
you know,
all
my
love.
cousin in the States. Peace out.
Yep. All right, guys. So we're going to take a quick commercial break.
Yeah.
And afterwards, we'll be back with a brand new What's Up With That? All right, guys. So we'll be right back. You guys know what it is. Hood's Goods. Episode 40, man. Wow. All right.
Brent's been kind of holding things up a bit. Let's go take a look and see where he is. Oh, look. Brett's over there in the corner. Let's go see what he's doing.
Hey, girl, where you get that glossy finish from? Who wrote you? Well, I like that title, Straight Hood. Oh, yeah. What's the name of your author?
Brett, what are you doing? What's going on here?
Mike, I was trying to spend a moment alone with the book, Mike. I can you give me a couple minutes? I told you I was in the washroom.
I don't know what's going on here. You said you were just going away.
Well, Mike, I saw the book on the rack. I just wanted to talk to her. You know, like I just wanted to say what up. Mike, I
think the people need to know about this.
Turn off the camera, Mike. Turn off the camera.
No, they need to know.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
Okay, let's just give Brent a minute with his book here. That just got kind of weird. If you want to see Brent do this in person, come out to Knowledge Bookstore, 177 Queen Street West, in the Brampton area.
Oh my goodness! You know what, Mike? Even when I hear myself on that commercial, I'm still I still laugh. You know. Yep. But hey, you know, I was just saying this. You know what, Mike? If we don't promote ourselves, who will? Who will, man? All right. So, guys, it's been Mike. I think it's been a few weeks since we've done this segment because had a couple deaths in the family recently. So did a lot of tribute episodes and whatnot, But Mike, I got something new for the people. And so in this week's What's Up With That? I'm going to talk about deodorant. And you're probably thinking, deodorant?
I am
what
thinking,
would make you say what's up with that about deodorant, man?
Deodorant?
Like, okay, so Mike, I want to say this. So my girl, she means well. She means well, Mike. All right. So
wow. Your therapist is going to dissect that sentence, but okay.
Yeah, exactly. We'll deal with that in counseling. So a couple months ago, she decides, hey, I'll go out and buy us some natural deodorant. I've never used this stuff before. Like no chemicals, none of that stuff in it. Just natural, no additives. So. It's called, and maybe I shouldn't even say the name because the company might feel I'm trying to slander them, and I'm not. I mean, it does its job for the most part. So the way you apply this deodorant is after you take your shower. Now, that's one thing it does say. The skin's got to be clean. So, guys, clean yourself. Don't be all funky and then go and use this, all right? So it's like a crystal sort of thing. Like, the roll-on deodorants, Well, it just looks like a crystal ball inside the container, right? And what you do is you apply water to it, and then you roll it on, right? So now, in theory, it operates the way it's supposed to. Oh. In principle, it does. But let me tell y'all this. Do not do anything active if you use this deodorant because you know what? I'm used to my speed stick, man. I'm used to, I can go out there, I can play some ball, shoot some hoops, and I'm not smelling funky after. This particular natural deodorant, Mike, it doesn't quite make the it doesn't fit the bill, man.
Why? What happened? Like what?
I played some ping pong the other day, man. I got active on the ping pong table. Mike, it started out great. First game, I wasn't smelling myself. I'm like, yo, this stuff holds up good. Second game, hold on, I got a whiff. I got a whiff now, and I'm getting. When you get a little self-conscious, you're just like, did anyone else get that? Did anyone else pick that smell up? I'm like, okay. Third game, well, it just went to hell. Like the pits were it wasn't what it was supposed to be, Mike. And by the end of the fourth game, well, yeah, it was a wrap. That deodorant had outlived its shelf life, man. So I want to say this to anyone. If you're trying to, think healthy, you're trying to live healthy, I got no issue with it. But guys, if you're using this particular deodorant, don't do any activities. Just go, your regular day stuff, walking around, all right, you're good. If you got to do a power walk, though, it's not going to hold up. It's not going to hold up.
Gotcha.
And if you got to play ping pong or you want to hit the ball court, forget it, man. Mm-hmm. So you know what? To the maker of this deodorant company, who can't even hold up to my regular activity of ping pong, what's up with that, man? Like, Yo, am I asking too much?
No.
Am I asking too much here?
A product? No, that makes perfect sense.
That's
You
what
say your
deodorant's supposed
that's
to
what
do,
deodorant's
right?
supposed
It's
to do.
supposed to keep me fresh at least 12 hours. Give me 12.
At least like a 6.
Yeah, okay, 6. All right, give me 6.
Yeah.
6 with activity, 12
Yes.
without activity.
Those are good numbers.
But I didn't even get 2 with activity, man. Like, I was going through work the rest of the day, man. I gotta do.
Were you losing in ping pong? That's why you're sweating so much.
No, I was killing it. I was killing it.
Okay.
But you see, I'm limber, Mike. I like to move
yeah,
around. You know, I'm like a real active dude. So when I hit the ping pong table, I'm doing Roger Federer shots, man. Like I'm like Federer on the tennis court. You know, so. Look, man, I just want a deodorant that's going to support that extra activity.
That's not asking too much.
That's not asking too much, right? Exactly, man. So you know what? That just made me want to say, what's up with that?
It does.
You know? So now, man, Mike, it's been a few weeks since we did this. Now we premiered this segment a few weeks ago. The Angry Black Guy segment.
Oh yeah, we still haven't done the music.
You
for
still
it.
haven't done the music? All right, guys, I'm gonna get on Mike for the music. All right. So this week, and I want to stress to people again, I'm not angry. I speak with passion. All right. So this week, in the Angry Black Guy segment, this is actually Mike. This is a follow up to a hood talk I did earlier on. Okay. So this one. You got to ask me, what am I angry about, Mike?
Brent, what are you angry about?
Toronto police.
Okay.
Toronto police services. Now, Mike, this just irks me. Every day, day in, day out, I go to work and I see the same car. It's taunting me, Mike. It's telling me, you got caught and I didn't. Mike, this car, the plates have been expired for over 2 years. 2 years, man. And they hit me an hour after my birthday ended. How you gonna hit me an hour after my birthday ended and there's a car with January 2016 plates still on it? And you, Toronto police, do your job. You do? Come on, man. You gotta be kidding me.
Oh man, I once worked with this young girl, and she got pulled over because her tags were expired, and she said, "I didn't know I had to renew my license plate." And then the cop was like,
Wow.
"Okay, just get it done."
Wow.
That was the end of that.
Are you kidding me?
It was just young and innocent.
I was driving around on my birthday.
Yeah, that is
Mike. November 12th ended an hour before. It was November 13th, 1:10 a.m. I remember the time because it was so crazy. And they hit me, man. And even I said, I'm like, officer, it's my birthday night. Give me a break here. Well, sorry, young lad. We're unfortunately going to have to give you this ticket just so you learn the lesson. But yet, you can't. These people, their tags have been expired 2+ years, Mike. And you know what? That could even mean the last time they renewed them was 2014 because you can get it for 2 years. So it may have been 4 years. And Toronto police can't catch them. How come I can catch them? So you know what, Toronto police? Just do your job, man. Just do your job. All right, man. So you know what, Mike? We're gonna take one last commercial break, and when we come back, we're gonna wrap up this show. We're gonna let the people know how they can get in touch with my homie Blacc Russian Mafia. How and we're gonna let them know how they can reach Fuse Homer. Guys, he's still in the building.
He's
here.
quiet. He's hiding.
He's just like, yo, you know what, Mike? He told me, he's like, I don't want to be on the camera. I don't want to be in the show. I just want to be around the show, you know? So Fuse is still in the building with us, guys. So, Mike, let's take that last commercial break, and, yeah, then we'll wrap it up.
Right on. Hood's Goods, episode 40.
40.
So, Brent, what's the name of your book again?
Straight Hood.
Oh, and who sponsors Straight Hood?
Straight Hood.
So, Straight Hood is sponsored by Straight Hood.
Yeah, that's right. Bookception. Oh, man, you know what? We were just having some laughs during that.
Yeah.
People are probably like, this dude's mad at TPS. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I've been done wrong by them, all right? Same thing happened to my pops, man. But you know what, guys? Hey, Mike, we like to keep, I start the show off with intensity, but I like to keep it lighthearted at times, So one last thing, and you know what? I'm glad this dude was in the studio to actually mention this to me, because I touched on it in a prior episode, but it's good to reiterate it now, So, Singer Man, he's like a mentor to my homie, my young homie here, So he mentioned to me the use of the N-word, man. And you know what, Mike? I talked about this during one of our Black History Month episodes. And yeah, it's good to just reiterate it a little bit, because that's one of the things I mean when I'm talking about the standard we set for ourselves. Because this is the thing, there's that gray area, right? Where as a black person, we want to say, well, hey, it's okay for us to use the word with each other. It's okay for us to use the word in general. But if a white man comes up and calls you that word, even if it's like a level of respect there, a term of endearment, there's a lot of backlash that comes with it at times. And even on that same show, Dear White People, a particular episode that actually happened, So my whole thing, and me personally, I don't use the word. Reason being, there's too much gray area there. There are certain things where, you can allow a little bit of, bit of a double standard, but there are other things where it's like, look, you know what? We got to just keep it black and white. And that's one of those things for me. I keep it black and white. The reason being, because there's a certain negative connotation that comes with that word as well. When you think of someone who's living that lifestyle, when you think of someone who represents what a real, N-word is, it's not necessarily a person that you think of, hey, you know what? This man is doing right in the community. This man's giving back to his people. You generally, think of it, the usual stereotype is someone who probably robs, someone who's like killing out there in the streets, someone who may not, someone who's disrespecting women, doesn't realize that, hey, part of respecting ourselves is respecting our women as well. Because we walk hand in hand, man, and we gotta stop belittling our women, demeaning our women, calling them these negative names. Like I've met too many women who now consider themselves B's and H's, and for those of you who know what those letters mean, you know where I'm coming from. So part of empowering ourselves is also empowering our women. Empowering positive standards within our community, our people. So I'm glad he was able to bring that up to me, because I just want to reiterate that, you know what, guys, it's cool, we understand, hey, sometimes part of the music is to use that type of language, but we also have to recognize there's a certain view that comes with the use of that word, the use of that kind of language. And I always want to say, remember, we don't want to do a disservice to ourselves. We want to take advantage of the opportunities that are out there for us, but we don't want to misrepresent ourselves and degrade ourselves in the process. So that's my statement on the N-word. For those of you who want to hear more about it, shoot, I did a whole hood talk about it, For me, what I always say, what it boils down to, that might be the biggest piece of white supremacy ever put down. Because think about it. Years ago, they had to call us the name, because we weren't going to stand for that. Revolts happened because people were oppressed and demeaned with the use of that name. Now, we've been sort of brainwashed to, for lack of a better word, where we're calling ourselves that name. And I don't know. So for me, I'm like, yo, the white man really won. And, if you want to look at it through that light, that's how I like to, paint that picture. But hey, man, it was love having these dudes in the studio with us. I'm glad we got to, learn more, get some more insight. And the man dropped some lyrics at us, yo. I like the flow, man. I like the flow, and I'm telling you, guys, listen to that from the T to the dot. I'm telling you, that hook will get stuck in your head. that hook will get stuck in your head, you know? So you guys know where we at. Yeah. Scarborough Block, man, mega city. Yeah. But yeah, so I wanna say, you know, to my young homie, Blacc Russian Mafia, brother, I wish you, you know, much success. At the same time, you know, remind you, stay true to who you are, stay true to your people, stay true, you know, remember the morals, the principles that your parents, your family, those around you. And family doesn't just have to be your parents, your brother, and your sister, all right? The ones who, you know, brought you up, whether you met them in the streets, whether you grew up with them in the household. They're all part of your family, you know. Stay true to those people. Wish you continued success. I'm waiting for my call when that video starts getting made, you know. Mike and I, we just gonna be there looking like hired goons in the background or so, you know. Just like have mean mugs on our face, you know. But yeah, you know, I wish that man all the best. What's it? You know, I wanna thank Fuse for coming through, you know, because this guy didn't just say, hey, I want to come and check it out. And then it's like a month down the line, he's like, no, I'm not coming. As soon as we see, I gave him a time and a place. He's like, I'm there, you know? So Fuse, thanks for coming through, being in the studio with us. You know, it's always amazing when people can actually just connect with us like that. So guys, we're not that scary.
No,
I know
no.
Mike's got a thick beard.
It's growing in nicely.
Yeah, it's growing in nicely. He's looking a little grizzly right now, you know, but we're not scary people. All right. So, you know, for anyone who wants the opportunity to come in and just be on the set, see how we do things, you know, if you want to pick my brain, hey, I'm more than welcome for an interview, you know. Actually, Mike, speaking of which, we're actually in the process of setting up an interview for us.
Oh,
so
nice.
So yeah, well, I guess I should say I'm in the process.
Yeah.
I'm keeping Mike updated on it.
Updated,
I keep him updated.
I just send him like the thumbs up emoji.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I contribute.
Mike gives a thumbs up, or he just gives the okay sign, you know. But so yeah, you know what, guys? Once that's all said and done, we will let you guys know when that video is gonna be posted. But yeah, you know, like, stay tuned, guys. We got so much more on the horizon. I mean, it's just a blessing to be able to do this show, to be able to use this platform to, you know, not just help ourselves, but help others. And that's one thing I always want to continue to say. You know what? Unite, work together, support each other. Don't hate on each other, man, you know. But so yeah, Mike, I mean, if you guys want to reach the Blacc Russian Mafia, I almost forgot. You see, I got too many words go through my head sometimes, man. But if you guys want to reach them, you can hit them up you can just look for the name on YouTube. Easy to find the videos. You see the dude, he's doing his thing, man. He's got the hoverboard going, you know. You look at this guy just rolling into the living room on the hoverboard, you know. But yeah, you know, check out his intro video. Check out the video to the title song, From the T to the Dot. Check out his freestyle. You know, we asked him a few things about it, and it's always good to find out what he was thinking in that moment. So yeah, Blacc Russian Mafia. Remember, that's 2 C's in black. There's no K in it. All right. So if y'all go looking for BLACK, you may find a black dude who's in the Russian Mafia. And that might be there might be a different story then, you know. You may not. It may be a different type of music getting played that day, you know. But yeah. So go look him up. He's on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. You know, he's on BlackRussianMafia.com. I mean, yo, man, the whole list is on there. If you find his videos on YouTube, he's got links to everything on it. So check him out, guys. Support what he's doing, and don't be afraid to, like, you know, call him on things too. You know, we're just holding each other accountable. That's all. If you guys want to continue to, you know, if you want to reach us, you guys know what it is. Hood's Good Show. That's on Twitter. Honestly, I don't even know why I mentioned Twitter.
Yeah,
hell with Twitter. Yo, forget Twitter. Yo, we gotta talk for an hour long. You give me 140 characters. You kidding me? Yeah, all right, but if we are on Twitter, if you want to reach us through there. Also, you know, Instagram, if you want to reach us On Facebook, you're going to have to look up our government names. He is Michael Rosario. He's looking rather... Oh, wait, I think you changed that profile picture now. I don't think you're dapper anymore.
Oh,
I don't know. Or maybe I saw another picture and just confused the two. But yeah, Michael Rosario on Facebook. For me, it is Brent with 2 T's Hood. I know Blacc Russian probably thinking, I call him Alan. My name is Alan, but I normally go by my middle name Brent, for those of you who don't know. So, hey, you know what? Now you know you can call me either or, man. It's all good. Some people just call me Hood. Just realize it's my name. It's not how I live. All right. But so yeah, you guys can connect with us. Check out Knowledge Bookstore, of course. I mean, Sean's always doing amazing things down there. Guys, get some knowledge, man. Pick up a book every now and then. I'm not an avid reader, but at the same time, I recognize the importance of being able to read and at least trying to read every so often, And if you don't want to pick up my book, fine, just go pick up pick up a good book at least, All right, so yeah, guys, that's episode 40. Hood's Goods. Mike, say goodbye to the people.
Thanks everyone for a great show, and goodbye.
Later, guys.
Turn the keys. Alongside Blacc Russian Mafia production. From the T to the dot, you know where we at, Scarborough Block, Mega City. From the T to the dot, you know where we at, Scarborough Block, Mega City. From the T to the dot, you know where we at, Scarborough Block, Mega City. From the T to the dot, you know where we at, Scarborough Block, Mega City. Drop top, R top, 2 door, 4 door. When we ball in, yeah, we ball in 2 score.